using dates with DataWeave can trip you up on some things. It has tripped me up, and wanted to go over those a little bit, show you some options, show you some different ways that you can format, parse, and adjust some dates. To get started with, if you need a date, you can just use now, which is great. You can also reach in and grab certain pieces of that. So if you're just interested in the hour of right now or the year of right now, you can also do hour, minutes, seconds. All those date parts are available to you. You can also do a hard-coded date. So if you need something at a specific date and time, you can do that. The format follows this format. You don't have to put the whole entire thing of that. I think you can even leave like milliseconds off. All right. So this gives us a date time, and we can even adjust the time zone that this is in. So let's say we want America, Chicago. We can change up the time zone for that. And it's all different kinds of time zone names. You can find those online, but you can do such in like Africa, Cairo as well, and it can adjust. So those are some things you can do with now, with hard coding dates and adjusting for a time zone. You can also adjust the specific time values, such as year, month, day, hour, minute, seconds. You can adjust those as well. So we'll use the C payload, example payload on the left, and we output that. And again, we can get, the hour and the year from that. Well, we can add on a part of 2 years to that as well. And then we can do months and days work as well. When you do a time, you have to give it the part time 2 hours. That's how I like to think about it. A lot of times you also need to format, parse, handle different date formats. So we can do that as well. So using the A in the example payload on the left, we can output that, of course. So we get that on the right-hand side, but we can't format that typically as a date time. We get an error when we specify a format. We're still going to get an error because A doesn't have a time part to it. So we need to say as date. Now we've got that. So we're going to make sure that this happens. So let's group that. And now we can pull out the year. With the B in the example payload, this has a time value to it. So we can do this as well. So payload.b, let's make sure we get it out. And now we can say as local date time. Again, doesn't know the format. So now we just pass in the format that is in. Year, month, day, and then hours, minutes, seconds. Now with that, we get it outputted, and again, we should be able to access the parts of that. So there it goes, recognizes it just fine. One last thing to show with dates is a lot of times within a transform, we'll need to handle the same date over and over again, either put it in a right format or parse some format a couple different times, such as like a create date, modified date, reported date. Lots of dates are the same. It typically when dealing with systems. So if we needed to use A again in our payload, again, as we did up above, we do date, format, and this gets a little tedious. I would hope you would expect to type this over and over again. Well, we have a way of defining a type. So we can say type, my date is a date with that format. Now down here, we can reuse that. So instead of having all of the formats all over the time, we can just say payload A as my date, get it to work. And I'm going to give it some grouping here and then show you that you can now get the year from that. So those are just a couple ways of dealing with dates. A lot of things of those have came up with in my dealings with some projects, and just wanted to show those, and hopefully that has any value to you. If you've got any questions, put them down below and I would love to answer. All right, have a good one.